Hello, it is Lisa, and it is time to get together for a session of ease, calm, restorative yoga, and some yin yoga. This will be our last evening of filming for this 2 weeks of easing into fall and allowing our bodies to gently fall into a little ease. So today we'll be working more with a little bit of yin, but mostly that place of restoration and variations of Shavasana. So let's start the same way that we always do. Find a comfortable position for yourself. Take a deeper than normal inhale through your nose and exhale with an audible sigh. And again, give yourself the opportunity to start listening. And again, so you can begin to feel. One more sigh, just like that. Your next sigh marks the start of your practice for today. Check in. How is your body feeling right at this moment? Sometimes, as we check in, there's a body part that is speaking to us. Sometimes it says, give me more comfort. And sometimes it says, hey, I've been trying to get your attention. So notice what is talking to you, and you'll make the decision, you'll make the judgment. Is this something I'd like to calm, sedate, bring ease to? Or is this something that I would like to listen to? I'm going to look for ease in my body and just ask to find a position that's a little more comfort. To that end, I've put the blocks right underneath my legs to give my hips a little more ease. I'll check in with my lower back, find a neutral position. And then the breath practice to calling in more ease is gently inhale through your nose, exhale through an imaginary straw. And that is a tool that may be well known, well practiced by your body. But give your body the opportunity to understand the body's potential to just use that tool to help your body find its way back home to its preferred place of ease. Gently in through the nose, out through an imaginary straw on your own time. Simply noticing, watching, listening, feeling your body's response to the invitation. Even being benevolent with yourself, waiting for the body's response to the invitation. When your body is at ease, you may notice that your body is breathing at ease, with ease, in ease. Exhales are longer than the inhales, not because you're making them that way. That's just the way a body at ease breathes. Know that you are designed to do some form of a sigh about every 10 to 12 breaths. So you may notice that. And if you've trained with that imaginary straw, know that your body may come back to that process without you really even thinking about it. I'm going to check in just gently with flexion of the spine, extension of the spine, and flexion. In this flexion, chin can move towards your chest, head is heavy, forcing any movements. Just kind of letting go and letting gravity take hold of your head and bringing it down. Start to lean forward a little bit. Hands will come to the floor. This may be quite familiar. And keep sliding forward. Once your hands are on the floor, they're relaxed. Wrists relaxed. Elbows can relax. Elbows may come to the floor. Head may come to the floor. The thought is that you'll just let go, let gravity have its way with your body. Then you'll catch yourself. The floor seems too far away. You can grab a prop. Say, may the road rise up to meet you, or yoga meets you where you are. If you're comfortable on the floor, it's always nice to allow your head to be held in this position, block under your head. And ideally, you'll be feeling the stretch if your body's under stretch right now. Somewhere between the base of your skull, all the way down your back, into the pelvis, maybe into your glutes. I've put my head up on a block so my neck is not stretching anymore. I can move it to wherever I choose, knowing that you get to take the choice between where is the stretch and where am I simply at ease. Pardon me. And then you check in. How is your body breathing? If you are indeed in an ease state, your body will be breathing at ease. We're first addressing flexion of the spinal column. Also, if you're sitting cross-legged like I am, there's an external rotation of the hips, abduction of the hips. You may start to feel into the glutes, some of you inner thighs. And as you're ready, use your hands to press yourself back up. Going to remove my blocks. And I'm going to bring this big round bolster. Now, I'm pretty tall. This round bolster is a perfect size for me. I'm going to bring a block with me just in case I need it. And I'm going to come down onto the floor. What we're looking for is some thoracic extension. Earlier in the practices, we did a lumbar extension. This is, you're going to be farther away from the bolster, middle of the back rests on the bolsters. I like arms and shoulders off one side of the bolster. So I'll grab that block and give my head something to rest upon. Note that there are 3 ways that the block could rest. I'm going to start with this block kind of high and see if my arms can come down on one side of the bolster while my pelvis is on the other. Again, I'm looking for spinal, thoracic extension. Good news about having this big bolster is I can always rest my arms up on the bolster to start. And for me right now, this is a bit of an ease state. Toes are pointed in, knees fold together. Lumbar spine is in a little bit of an extension, and I'm letting my body know that there will be thoracic spinal extension. And this is the ease version of it. I always recommend finding the ease first. You'll be surprised when you allow ease, just how quickly some change can come. If you'd like, arms can come down. Maybe it's a half an arm down, maybe it's a whole arm. If you notice your shoulders are popping up, that is not an ease state. We want palms up, shoulders externally rotated, and then we're looking for perhaps some stretch across the pecs and across the front of the shoulders. Again, a little bit easier if I bend the arms. The other option is to put more pillows underneath the elbows. Take a few breaths here. Maybe come back to that straw. Sometimes even a little sigh is that conditioned response. A little like Pavlov's dog. Body comes to ease. Now this is feeling absolutely fine across my back. Front side of the body is stretching, and if my arms are out, that line will be not only the front line of the body here, shoulders. I'm going to lower my block just a little bit. That weight of my head will bring an additional stretch. We're looking pubic bone to rib cage to collarbones, and then as my head starts to drop back, and I'll ask, could you sit here for 20 minutes? And if the answer is no, back out of it, just one part. You don't have to run away. You might decide to just bring the arms out of it. Again, you have one piece of connective tissue in your body, so adding just a little more stretch in one space can change the forces on the entire piece of connective tissue. Again, if there is complete ease with this, we would consider that a restorative position. For me, the sensation is across the shoulders, the chest and shoulders, and for me, it's more my left. So I'll just take note of that. We notice, watch, listen, feel. If you'd like to make a change, you've got a couple of options. You can lower the block again, and again, this is a very large bolster for me, and I'm a really tall person. So that is one option. The other would be to straighten one leg down. Now, as I do that, my pelvis is going to tilt forward, which is going to give me more stretch on the front of the body, but will also offer a compression in the back. So I've just straightened out both legs, and I'm going to check in with my lumbar spine. Although we're trying to lengthen the front of the body, we're not trying to fold the back. So if it's too much compression, or if you're noticing that compression, you could always bring a couple blocks underneath your knees, right? That could be an answer. Somewhere between the bent leg and a straight leg, there's a smaller bent leg, and that may do it for you. I'm going to go with that right now, just to show you. Just a little bend. So again, we start with just kind of one thing moving. So we started to lean over the bolster, and then we got to decide how far the head could drop, decide where the arms go. And for me, now that I've added straighter legs, as I sit here at ease, the tension in the front of the shoulders is changing, but I can feel a little more of it. So I know that in the yin world, as my body has come towards a little more ease, muscle tissues have relaxed. That has allowed different places of connective tissue to feel the tension that's offered in the form of a stretch. I can feel the left side more, so I'm going to actually just turn my head to the right and see if that offers just a little more stretch to the left. Or you could stay center. The choice is always yours. Check in, breath. Even check in, eyes, face, and mouth. And the next change might come in the form of the arms reaching farther up over your head. I'm here and my arms won't touch the floor, so I'm going to use half an arm. And because my arms are not resting on the floor there, this muscle tissue that's stretching is on a big stretch, but because it's not being supported, this will try to contract back in. So I'm going to come out of that till I can find a place where my arms can rest again. The angle of the stretch has changed for me. Lower part of the pecs. This next piece is a modicum of work. What we're stretching is superficial front line of the body, pubic bone to ribs, ridge to collarbone, collarbone to skull, front line. This next piece is we'll take 3 big breaths on your own time. Inhale, filling up the lungs, expanding the rib cage, brief hold, exhale. 2 more on your own time. Good, and back to ease. Good, our thoracic spine is an extension. The ribs connect to the thoracic spine. So when we inhale, expand the lungs, expand the rib cage, they too will have an effect on the thoracic spine. You might have felt that. And as you're ready, we're going to come out of that. Spend one knee up, then the other, toes in, knees can touch. Don't let your head pull up from here, because if you are in this nice extension and these muscles have stretched out a little bit, they're not used to working there. So I'm going to take my hands, come back, and allow my arms to pick up my head. I'm going to scoot down, let my arms come back to neutral. You can either roll to a side, grab the legs, contract the abs, and do a sit up. Whatever is just a minimal amount of work for you. I'm going to come back to cross-legged. We were in extension, come to neutral, and then head drops. We'll check in with the forward fold. Go into this slowly. You've just been in an extension. We're now moving back to that flexion. I'm going to come out and grab the blocks underneath my knees just so I can see what the difference is, if there is any difference from before. Head is heavy, being allowed to pull down with gravity. Just a quick check in there. So round up. This next one is one of my favorites and takes some extra props. I'm going to keep a bolster there. I'm going to keep a block there. I'm not sure if I'll need it. I am taller than this bolster, so I'm going to grab a second bolster. Not all of you will need that. You may find out you have room to sit on a very long bolster. We're going a couple blocks underneath. I'm going to come back to seated. And then I'm going to lie back and allow my head to land on the pillow. This block is still here. Eventually, we'll ask our heads to drop off, but we're going to start in this position. So right now, again, tough to see because I'm all in black, but I am about 4 or 5 inches up off the ground. I'm going to start with my knees in this nice, safe position and bring my arms to the side. Right. So right now, my spine is fairly neutral and my arms are back behind me. For you, that may be comfort here. For you, that might be a stretch. I want you to find a place where the arms are resting. And again, if they're not, you grab a block and you bring the arms up. Right? Not everybody likes arms that go off behind them. I have shoulders that are fairly flexible and a really long wingspan, so my arms are going to hit the floor on this bolster. My lower body is at ease. I'm just going to give it a little wiggle side to side, a little flexion and extension, just calling that ease back in. We've got some options for here. This is a great one. If you'd like, you can try extending your knees. Now, my thighs are being held and supported by this bolster. What I don't want you to feel is any compression in the knees. If that's so, they're starting to hyperextend, not what we want. And when I lengthened my legs, my pelvis tilted forward a little bit, which means I've got the opportunity to add a little compression to my lower back. Not what we're looking for there. We want to do this with the front line of the body being a chance to stretch. So now my feet and my knees are actually behind me. My arms are behind me. If we change me to an upright posture, I like to say this is the woman that hangs off the front of the boat like Titanic, or the masthead of the ship, right? Back is going to be asked to move into extension, but right now shoulders are in extension. Shoulders are actually, for anatomists out there, in horizontal abduction, but they're back behind me. They're not here. They're not back behind me. Down at the side, that would be the flexion and extension moves. Not looking for pinching in any joints. This may be a great place for you to stay. If you would like a little more elongation, arms are going to come up. I'm going to scoot myself so my head can start to come off the bolster. Now, the job is not to be like a Pez head and let your head completely fall back. I'm going to come enough that my neck is still supported by this bolster. So instead of looking right up at the ceiling, I'm going to look back towards the high corner of the room behind me. My neck and skull are still beautifully supported here. So it's not a complete drop back. I'll find a place for my shoulders, knees still bent. If you'd like, you can extend the legs. Again, we're not looking for any sensation in the knees now. And now, front of my hips, my legs are in extension. Hips are in extension. This is a supported back bend. Neck extension, hip extension, the legs, feet and knees lower, closer to the ground than the pelvis. Could you stay here for 20 minutes? If the answer is no, allow yourself to back out of one position. Maybe one knee up, could be half an arm, one piece of connective tissue. So it's all affected by each change of position. Check in. How is your body breathing right now? There's a body part talking to you. Is it asking to be made more comfortable? Or has this part been trying to get your attention? Your body's first language is not English, but it is breath and sound. It is movement and stillness. How is your body responding to your request to be still? Body's language includes sensations. What do you feel? And emotion. What arises for you with this practice right now? We have just a couple minutes left. You can stay right here. I'm going to choose to come to sitting. So one leg bends, arms come in. I'm going to use my hands to pull my head up. I'm going to tighten those core muscles that have been elongated. You may stay in whatever position works for you. And once again, the beautiful music of Kevin MacLeod. When you and your body are content and ready to move. It's a deeper than normal inhale through your nose. Exhale with that audible sigh, which we use to mark the completion of your practice, the completion of our time together for today, and our completion of the practices of ease into fall, fall into ease. They'll be here on recording in perpetuity. I thank you for joining me today and throughout this 2 week practice. Thanks so much for joining me.